Hello, and welcome to the Star Ocean 2 Remake. This is what happens when you... Turn this up just a little bit. This is what happens when you have a company... So Square Enix, they contract out to Gumdrops, I believe it is. Does it say here? No, not whatever. I think it's Gumdrops. They contract out to them, remake Star Ocean. Do the remake. I'm gonna do Claude this time. I think I can't remember. Yeah, so if you do English language, you have to use the voices from the PSP version. If you do Japanese, you got the PSP version, you got the remake version. I thought you also could do the original voice actors. And then
I can't. Not too shabby. Here they come.
I think I'm gonna do it like this. And I'll leave the arrangement. And I think, oh yeah, I'll leave the art. And I'll leave it as like the new art, because you can change that. So you can do the original or an arrangement. Most of the arrangement is okay. There's a few tracks late game that are just not good. They're just like, to me, it's just noise. It's just awful, awful, awful. But we'll get to that in the future. Huh? Oh, right, because I pre-ordered it. Yeah, so, like I was saying, so they actually give a shit about, like, the source material, and they stayed very true to the PlayStation, the PSX original. Amazing remake, right? The music is amazing, the graphics are really good, the voice acting is good. And then compare that to the company that does the Front Mission remakes. Man, are they bad. The graphics aren't very good, the animations aren't very good, sounds are so-so. And it's like they don't learn from their mistakes. Like, there was a lot of complaining about the Front Mission 2 remake, how it wasn't very good. And then they go and they do the exact same thing for Front Mission 3. It's awful. You can pretty much kiss a Front Mission 4 remake goodbye. There's just no way it's going to happen. And a Front Mission 5 English release, pipe dream. Never happened. It's because the company, I don't understand why they would do, like, you would think the people at Square Enix would look at how they're performing, like, man, maybe we should, give it to somebody else because these guys are super underperforming. Right, I get Front Mission's not a super popular series, but neither is Star Ocean. Right? Star Ocean isn't a super big series, and they've had some stinkers for games as well. But the remake was well praised. I haven't seen too many complaints about it. Okay, yeah, this is what I was hoping. That the text would be English, but the speaking would be in Japanese. Now, I don't feel so bad about talking over them. I don't just... I don't know why. Just don't like talking over the people when they're talking. But it's not so bad like this. Soaring the waves. So what I think I'm going to do for this one is, because like the casters are a lot better than they were in the original version of the game. In the original version of the game, casters are awful. You cast a spell, it pauses the battle. It's not that they were completely 100% useless.
どうした
It's just
緊張している
they
のか
couldn't do anything that a melee character
そういうわけでは。
couldn't, right? Like you just
クロード
just use
これ式のことで怯えているのか
use I like you don't even need Rena or no, like you don't need a healer because you could just use Opera with Healing Star or items.
そのフェイズガン
You
は
could just use items.
戦
You
闘
don't
の
even
時
need
必殺技ボタ
any
ンで使
spell
うことがで
casting,
き
any
る
buffs. Any buff you
もし
can get from a
戦闘になった
spell, you can
時は
get from an item. So there, the spell casters were just
ダメです。
not good.
データベースの中の
And it could
ど
be
れとも
done.
類似しません。
Like I did watch a playthrough of
そうか
did she use the PSP version? I think it was the PSP version. She
よ
used
し
Celine and
もう少し
Noel, not
接近
Noel,
することに
Celine
する
and
ぞ
Leon. I think, and she took them all the way. Beat the super bosses and everything with them. Like it can be done. It takes forever because the spells pause combat, and there's only like one spell that would do multiple hits.
誰が何のためにこんなものを
And even then, with those
一体何が
multiple hits,
というのだ
it usually doesn't add to more than 9999.
とりあえず
So you
この
cast a
入り口を調
spell,
べてみましょう。
you gotta wait for the spell to channel, spell goes
So
off, you
全
gotta
員で
wait for the
周辺の調
animation,
査を行うことにする
you
か
do max damage, 9999. Okay,
身の
so
安
in
全が
like the
最重要
5
事項だ
seconds,
気をつけて
that
作業に取り掛かる
well, it's probably more than 5, we'll just say 5 seconds. So in those 5 seconds, your melee character could hit probably 4 or 5 times. And each time they're probably doing around 9,999 damage. So you're doing way more damage, a lot easier. Your melee guys aren't as squishy. So you can just keep doing, like keep going over and over. But in this one, not every spell
父さん、提督。
not every spell pauses combat,
どうしたクロード
which is good. And there's a couple of like multi-hit spells now,
な
so
ん
it's
だ
not just the
こん
one.
なところに
They're a lot better.
多分制御装置の一種だと思われます。このドームの入り口を開くパネルに。
うん
Not
さ
only
すがだなクロード
not only that, but like you can do like
このパネルの解析は可能か
I don't know, for lack of a better word, like a
少し
Like a
時
tag
間をい
in?
ただければなんとか。
like a tag move. So you can set your D-pad like up, down, left, right to like call an assist. That's what it'd be. It'd be like an assist. Say you're playing like Marvel vs. Capcom 2. You could do like an assist thing where your other partners come in and do an attack. You can do the same thing. So if you really wanted, you could put Reina as like it have her like tag in ability be Fairy Heal. Or yeah, Fairy Heal, that's the one that heals everybody. So you could do like a team heal as your call-in move.
よし。
You don't have
できま
to,
した。
but
内
there's
部の要素は
also
入り
there's
口
also
に
some
セン
like
サーらしき
Star
ものは
Ocean
なさそう
characters
です
from
ね。
other games you can
あと
pick
は
up,
内部に
and
入
then
るし
they'll
かない
come。and they'll do things as well.
よし
I don't
内部の探索を開
like
始
at the beginning of the game.
何が起こる
They're
かわ
pretty
からない
good
から
because they do quite a bit of
各自
damage, but I find by like I don't know around mid game, I'll just blitz through this. Around mid game, it's better to just use your own people
いい気になって近寄るなク
because
ロー
they
ドあの装置の正
like
体
they
を確認してからだ
it got really echoey, huh? They
大丈
continue
夫です。
to
心
improve,
配はいりませんよ。
unlike those other Star Ocean characters. They never get any
ま
better.
だあの装置が何なのかすら
So
分か
if
って
you've
ませ
got
ん。むやみに。
I don't know Ashton with sword
ク
dance,
ロード戻っ
and
て
you've
こい
got max proficiency, you're gonna do a shitload of hits with him.
クロード
I like doing
そんなに怖が
now
って
you
いたら
can't
何
just
もできな
spam
い
the
じ
shit
ゃ
out of them. Every time you use it, there's like a cooldown period, or like a bar. I think it's a bar that you have to build up,
やっぱり危険なものは
and then you
何も
can
なさ
you
そう
can
で
do
す
it
けど
again. They each have their own, so you could go crazy and just like spam the shit out of them as soon as combat starts, and then have to wait a while before you can use them again. One thing that I do like, actually, there's lots of things I like about Remake. But something that never made any sense to me was like, why can't we get a new energy clip for our gun that we get at the start of the game?
消えた
You get that now. So
提督危険です
so eventually you'll get to use your phase gun again as a killer move. And it makes perfect sense. Like, oh, here's
私のせい
a
だ
here's a new thing for your gun. It's like, oh, sweet. Pew pew pew. And you can blast it off. It's pretty nice. And the crafting is much better. It's not as random, right? So, what was it? The black? I think, yeah, I think it was black. There's so Oprah can learn like a few different killer moves by doing machining. So the green box is healing star. Black.
僕は
I'm
そうだ
pretty sure black was hyper
ムロキニア
launcher.
の探査を
Green, black, and I
そ
can't
し
remember
て
the other color.
光に包まれて
Oh no, green was the gravity one, and white box was healing star, and the black box was hyper launcher. In the original game, oh my god, was that hard. You'd sit there and so many times doing this. Buy 20 machining kits. Open the menu.
どこだ
Use orchestra. Quickly get into machining. Build like
そうだ通信機
4, maybe, machining items, and hope you get the black box. If you don't, your orchestra runs out, so you gotta go back to the other menu, use orchestra again, go back, craft them. Oh my god, it was just brutal.
ダメだ
Again and again and
反応
again.
がない
I think it was still pretty tough in. It was still pretty tough in the other one, in the PSP version. Mainly, like it was
ここで
really
じっとして
bad
いてもし
in the PlayStation version because there was like this weird animation that would have to play. It'd go like, and then like the 3D model would like smush and flip and fold around while it's making that noise, and it'd do that for like 3 or 4 seconds, just and then go ding, and your thing would be done. Or it'd make it like a sound because you screwed it up really bad. Eh? What's she gonna say here? Nani? Oh, nope, she screams.
助けなきゃ
Yeah. And then, so that's why it took so long, because the animations took forever. Well, I'm deaf now. Oh, and one thing that I really like, pew, gun, is
これなら満点だな
you like like the link combo thing that you used to have to like. You only found a few of them, and it was an accessory you had to equip. Now everybody gets it by default, so everybody gets to chain two moves together, which is really sweet.
とっさにフェーズダウン
Anyways, crafting in the PSP version was way faster because they changed the way the crafting goes.
救えなかった
So instead of like that
仕方ない
like flippy 3D model animation,
私
大丈夫だったかい
yeah, so you can see like the
危ないところ
pictures.
だったね
I can change it so that it uses like
ちょっと聞きたいんだ
their
けど
original Star Ocean 2 portraits for this stuff, but I don't think the mouths move or the eyes blink. I think it just shows, it's just like a static picture. So the PSP version, because the animations were so much faster, it made it easier to do the crafting. It was still a bitch because it was still a bitch to get the black box or the one with Priestess for, I think it's barrier. I can't remember. She's got a few that she's got to craft too, but they were a pain in the ass. It's the same reason, because she's the one who has to do the crafting, and it was like a low % chance that you would actually get the item that you're looking for. But Oprah's was the worst. Hyper Launcher was hands down the hardest one to pick up. It was just such a small chance. Because It was brutal. Lots of time spent on that. But now in this version, you can queue up like 20. Like you still can only carry 20 of each item at a time, which personally I don't like. I think they should have increased it, but whatever. It's a design decision. I think all of the Star Ocean games are like that. But now you can do like, okay, craft me 20 of this, and then it does them all at the same time in one big batch. And you've got like different categories of things that you can craft. So like machining makes like bombs and other things like that. So you can pick like within the category, okay, I want to make these or I want to make that. And then eventually you can like pick like terrible English for her name. Claude. Is it? Wouldn't? I guess. Like, I just think it's a funny thing. Wouldn't they have like a Japanese name for him instead of having like a Japanese speaker say his name in English? It just sounds kind of funny. I bet you they're all gonna be like that. Claude. That's gonna be funny all game. So it makes it. So I was talking about the crafting. Is because you can do it that way. It makes it way easier. You won't be spending like hours. I'm not lying about like hours, like literal hours trying to craft the black box with Oprah. Yeah, it doesn't take that long now. It's like a few minutes and then you're good, which I like. I know some people are like, oh, well, it gets rid of the challenge. Like, it wasn't a challenge. Tedium is not challenge. It's just wasting your time. And that's all that was. Making it super hard to get the black box is just a waste. I mean, it's a great move. It's a really good move. I like it. Personally, it's my favorite move that she has. Technically, it's not as good as the Alpha on 1, like the one where she shoots those balls that float around and heat seek guys. That one is actually her best move. It's not as good in the remake as it was in the PSP and PlayStation version. It was really good because they were fast. I think you shot up to 8. You shoot like 8 of these balls that would like whip around the battle really fast, homing in on enemies. So when you're fighting like the super bosses who zip around the battlefield so fast that you cannot catch them. And then these balls would hit them and make them stop. Even if it stops them just to block, it would be enough. It'd be enough to catch them. And then you can put the hurt on them. A lot of killer moves got buffs to make them a lot better than they were. And some of them actually got nerfs. Like Chisato was she was definitely in like the top tier of characters. It would be like, if you had to rank them, I would say like Claude and Oprah were probably S. They'd be like your S rank, the best of the best. And then you'd have like Diaz, Ashton, Chisato, kind of like your A rank, and I'd say she'd probably be like the bottom of the A rank. I don't know, it depends. Her claim to fame was her tear gas move, which is like a short line, but the number of hits you could get with that was astronomical. So if you could like pin somebody in the corner, because normally you'd get hit and it'd push you away, but if you could pin them somehow so that they can't get pushed away, you just do piles and piles and piles of damage. I don't know why, but her moves aren't as good in this version as they are in the PSP and PlayStation 1 version. Well, one character who really got like a lot is Ernest. Ernest was trash. Ernest was like your D tier along with Noel. him and
こんな
Noel
綺麗
were
な空
both
気を吸う
awful.
の
I
は
mean,
久しぶりだな。
you could probably put Noel,
空
Leon,
気に綺麗
and
も汚いもあるんですか？
Celine in like their own tier. Like they were all D
うん
tiers,
僕のいたところは
and Ernest was
そう
that
なんですか。
was bad too.
まあね。
He was
でも
really bad.
本当に気持ち
He
い
is
い。
so slow. He had awful
なくなり
movement
ません
speed.
から
His killer moves
心
weren't
置
very
きなく
good.
してください。
But in this one, they're actually really nice. I think what I'm gonna do for this playthrough
私、一旦家に帰ってきま
is
す。
I'm gonna start with like Claude and Rena, obviously,
少しの
because
間散歩
you
で
know
も
you
し
don't
ていて
really
もら
have
え
any
ますか？
choice. I guess that's true. I could take Rena out of the party. Like you have to have her
戻って
with
きま
you.
すから。
They're the only two characters that you have to recruit. These two. But I could just not put her in the party. I'm not gonna do that because
なんか
there's
とん
no
でもない
no
ことに
points.
なっちゃったな。
Just let her be in the
戻るし
group. I suppose by having her in the group, she's sucking up XP that could go to Claude, so he'd get
と
more.
りあえず
But
こ
whatever,
の
I don't
村
give a
の
shit
人
about
に
that.
いろいろ
You're
聞いて
gonna
みよ
get
う
to 255. It's not that difficult. Look at that. Look at how beautiful that is. I just can't get over how great this game is and how shitty the Front Mission 3 remake looks. And it's just such a big difference. And oh shit, I hate this. Where do I turn that off? Triangle? Yeah. Yeah, so okay, yeah, you can hold 20 of each item, blah blah blah. And then your equipment. So I gotta go through all this garbage. Where do I turn? Yeah, so you're just telling you about your stuff. And your improves. You can get points so you can like learn skills. So you don't have to. Well, you still buy them. It's just you get a bunch at the beginning. So that's nice. Well, these are the combat ones. Yeah, no, you don't buy them anymore. There's the combat ones. Yeah, my special arts. You can level up, like you can spend these battle points to level up your skills so that your skills improve. So instead of like sitting there, oh, what's a good example? The healing star, perfect example. The healing star did like a set amount of damage and it would do more healing, I mean, instead of one healing plus so much for every proficiency you had. Well, I can't do this one yet. Where is it here? Where do I turn off that stupid camera speed, battle settings, volume, brightness, controls? Oh yeah, here. Do I do it here? Alright, well, whatever. Oh, my sword. It's because I pre-ordered the game. So that's why I've got that sword. And I've got this HPMP thing as well. The sword, like the equipment will last you just like a little bit. Oh, they don't unlock yet. I guess I'll talk about that later. You can do like challenges. You get like different challenges you can do, but I'll show that off later. This is an amazing game. I love this game. I played
それでその人
so
はどこにいるの？
much of this when I was younger,
うん。
and it's like
村の中を見てるって。
I don't want to say every year because I don't think it's every year, but like every 2 or 3 years, I'll play through again.
レナ、ちょっと。
See, even some side characters like her get portraits. You know how crazy big her eyes are.
すみません。
Like everybody here has got like these crazy bright blue eyes.
クロードさんどうしたんですか
Claude,
い
those
や村
names.
の中を散歩してたら
It's just gonna make me laugh all the
そ
time.
うなんですかびっくりした
Yeah, and I do
まず
like
かったか
how
な
like the map
そん
the
な
map
ことは
kind
あ
of
りま
shows
せ
you
んよ
where to go and what to do.
お母さんこの人が今話した
At this,
そう
oh
な
no,
の
she doesn't have
どう
blue
も
eyes. She's
どう
got
も
brown
クロード
eyes.
さん私はレナの母親のウエスタです
It's Reina
娘
そんな
who's got the blue eyes, I guess.
いえいえもう
She's got
少
blue
しで
hair.
大変なことになるところでしたいえね私は前から言ってたんですよもうお母さんたら
Look at that. It's like ice blue. It's crazy.
そうは言うけどレナ
Yeah, so at this point where it's like, oh, go tour him around town, show him
クロー
around.
ドさん
It was
お
always
待たせして
kind of
すみ
like,
ませんでした
I don't want to say always, but
もう私の用は済
like a
ん
little hit or miss. It's like, hey, where am I supposed to go again?
じゃあお
Like,
母さん
which houses do I have to go in? Which ones do I not have to go in?
お邪魔しま
But
し
now
た
it just tells you there's 3 places you need to go. So you don't need to go in and out of every house. I'm pretty sure it's 3, but it just tells you, it shows you.
すみません騒がしい母で
And then some of the, like that place where I open those treasure
うち
chests,
の親も
そうなん
this, it's like a store, right? You used to have to go into that building, but now you don't because the guy's on the outside.
じゃ
Oh, well, there's a whole shitload of places you need to go. Oh, she's not technically in my team yet. Actually, this one counts as 2, I think. Or maybe it's the other one. Yeah, that's this one. That counted as 2. And this is the little kids. Boss man.
このうちのお父さんは大工さんなんです今は隣町で大きな仕事をしているらしくて家に
子供たち2人だけでいる
The art looks pretty good too.
ええちょっと
優しいんだねレナは
I liked the art in Romance 8. I just didn't like the weird, like 3D, not 3, like the AI generated portraits, like how they like move. I don't know, it just seems off. I don't like it. Later when we can do fishing, you can fish out of this well. I like the fishing too.
ここは
It's pretty basic. It's, you know,
なんだかいい匂い
apply your bait, press the button, and then when a symbol comes up, press the button, and you'll catch a fish,
傷を直したりする
hopefully. But you can
そうなんだ
you can get like multi catches and catch like 5 or 6 fish at a time.
知らなかったの
It's pretty funny. And
よく
sometimes
今まで無事
you can fish up encounters, fight enemies. Nothing
こ
super
こは
crazy.
最近結婚した新婚さん夫
Just
婦
like
の
real
家です
basic enemies. Like
そうなんだ
Magikarps. Magikarps and Tentacruels. Yeah, but they're just basic early game enemies, nothing to worry about. I think out of all the games I've played that have had
ここ
fishing,
はアーリアの教
I
会で
think
す
Breath of Fire 3's fishing was the
村の
best.
結婚式とか
I know
は
a lot of people
立派な人なんだね
はい
out
みんなとても頼りにしています
Ocarina of Time. I never really liked the fishing in Ocarina of Time. I didn't find it to be that fun or that engaging. I don't know, just me, I guess. But front mission, not front mission. Yeah, the fishing in front mission. Breath of Fire 3 fishing, I thought was really good. I liked it a lot. I spent a ton of hours just fishing, just doing the fishing game. Look that. So what do we got here? A plate full of watermelons, a cauldron with lava inside. It's probably some kind of a soup. That big turkey with a bunch of apples. Or are those tomatoes? Some bread. Like 2 different kinds of bread. I wonder what's in that like rectangular platter. Almost looks like a lasagna. She's an impressive cook.
お邪魔します。
Westa, I think her name is.
あらレナ、
Yep.
早かったのね。でもよかったわ。
I don't
ちょうど
know.
今支度が終わった
It's
と
not
ころ
like she
よ。
could just whip that shit in a microwave, right? She cooked all that stuff.
支度って？
Quick, quick. I thought there were some desserts on the table in the other versions of the game.
お母さん。
Look at the size of her stove.
この料理の山は。
That huge stone stove with the fireplace underneath
美味し
just
そうでし
dominates
ょ
the whole room.
母さん腕によりをかけて作ったんだから。
It's pretty impressive.
そうじゃなくて。
She's pissed.
何食べないの？あなたを助けてもらったお礼に
Yeah, thank us
ク
for
ロ
the
ード
nice
さんに
meal.
食べてもらおうと思ったんだけ
Man,
ど。
this would be so bad for our
それは
digestion.
わかるけど。
Because you gotta think,
So?
like, there's no way the gut
若いし、
flora on this
たくさん
planet
食べるかな
is the
と
same
思っ
as where he's from.
まあそれなりに。
He's gonna get the runs so bad.
ほら
Traveler's
ほらなさ
diarrhea
い
to the extreme.
男の子はこれくらい食べるものなのよ。
Take a few weeks to get used to it. I mean, that's if it's not ultimately lethal to you.
お母さんたら。
Who knows, right? It's one of those kinds of things that they never really pay much attention to in these games. It's like going from planet to planet, right? What if he's got the common cold, right? What if he's carrying it, right? So he's sick, but he doesn't know he's sick because his body's fighting it off. And then he gives it to these two, but their bodies can't fight it off.
もう
But
入
who's
ら
to
ない
say
や
a disease,
ごちそうさま。
a Terran disease would even affect these people?
無理しないで残
It's
して
not.
もよ
It's
かっ
something
た
that
ん
they
です
never
よ。
really pay much attention to, but I think it's kind of interesting
平気平気。僕の胃は丈夫だから。
because it's like, oh, why doesn't anybody ever get sick?
でもすごく美味しかったよ。僕のか。
お
I
世
mean,
辞でも
they're
嬉しいです
compatible enough to breed.
喜んでもらえてよかっ
In
た。
in one of the endings you can get with these two,
私は明日で後片付けを手伝
Claude
ってきますね。
Claude lets her know that
少
he's
しの
like
間、2階
going
でゆ
on
っ
the
くり
spaceship
くつろ
or
いでい
whatever,
てく
something
だ
like
さい。
that. And then she lets him know that she's
少
she's
し
pregnant.
休ませてもらうよ。
oh, we'll have a kid when we come back. So if they're like enough to be able to breed, they should be like enough to get each
お腹
other
がいっ
sick.
ぱいだ。母さんか。
You'd think anyways.
なんとかして帰る方法を見つけなきゃ。
Gotta find a way home, which we don't do till the end of disc 1. It was a 2-disc game on the PlayStation, and then oops, I got too close to the door. And then
おばさん。
when you fight
クロードさん、
when you fight the 10 wise men in Illyria,
ちょっと
like
り
at the top of
そ
the
んなこ
tower,
とはありませんよ。
and
す
you
ごく美味しかったです。ごちそうさま
that
で
like
した。
that there is the end of the first disc.
そうどういたし
And
ま
then
し
when
て。
you like jumped over to energy need, that's
本当に美味しかっ
that's
た
when you switch
本
switch
当ですよ。
discs. Actually, it's before you switch over to energy need because that energy need is the first thing you do on disc 2.
本当に本当？
Not that not that I need to switch
本
discs
当
or
に本
anything.
当ですよ。
It's not going to be a
あ
thing.
あよかった勇者様のお口に合わなかったら
The hero.
どうしようと。
あの
Yeah, the
お母さん
something that
ただいま。
I don't know. I kind of like it, but I kind of don't. Is like in Fun City later on in the game. If you do the survival, like the survival challenge or whatever,
だって
where you gotta win like those 50 battles,
だってじゃなくて言っちゃった
you can like continue.
勇者様
There's like a break point or whatever.
言っちゃったの
So if you get like almost to the end,
まだよくわ
you don't have to start over again from the beginning. I always thought that
いい
was
から落ち着きなさい。
kind of lame. Like, you shouldn't be able to start midway through. Right? There you go. There's the old guy.
初めてお目にかかりま
Because
す。
that's the mayor.
私はこの村の長をしております。レジスというものです。
It's weird that he's got the same kind of ears as Reina, the pointed elf ears.
クロードです。
I guess that's why she fits in here. Like, some people on this planet have normal ears and some people have pointy ears. Because if she was the only person with pointy ears, you'd think she'd stick out, right? Like, what the heck? Why are your ears like that? Same thing with the hair, right? She's got blue hair. Well, Westa also has blue hair.
いや、そん
So
な大げさなものでもないで
It's
すけど。
not super
どこへ行かれるおつもりですか？クロス王国。
それは。
ここがどこかもわからぬ
a
上に。
curious traveler. You don't know where you are. You don't know where you're going.
妙な旅人でございますな。
I'm
何が
just
言いたいん
traveling.
ですか？
Just
礼を
traveling.
承知で申し上げます。
These first few episodes, I think, are
あ
going to
な
be
たは嘘をついて
a
いま
lot
す
of
な。
this stuff because there's like a ton of this at the beginning of the
あ
game.
なたはただ
We're
の
just
旅
like
人ではありますまい。
establishing the story, getting
旅
shit
人じゃ
together.
なかったら。
おそらく異世界のもの。伝説の勇
Sounds
者。
like the whole
旅
fire
人という
station
の
is
は
out
世
and
を
about
忍ぶ
now.
仮の姿。
Wee woo
違いますか？
Lots of
ちょ
them.
っと待ってください。何を根拠に。
Where did she wash all those dishes?
根拠なら。
I
我
don't
々
see
の
a sink
地方
anywhere.
の伝承に次のような言葉
Looks
が
like
あり
there's
ま
a
す。
shelf in the background.
この地、エクスペル。
Some
脅
books
威
on
に
those
襲われ、
dressers.
民苦
Three
しむ
dressers.
と。
Lots of barrels.
あなたは異国の
But I
服を
don't
ま
see
と
a
い、
sink.
光の剣をお持ちじゃ。
Did she just take them out to the river and
光の剣なんて。
wash them
僕が
in the
持ってい
river?
る。
そんな私を助けてくれた時には
See, her ears are a little different in that they're more
それ
like
は
horizontal, like they're pointy but like horizontal. They go kind of the sides.
この人は違うのでしょう
And
か
then you saw the mayor's, his are pointy,
そんなこ
but
と
they're
ない
like pointy up to the back, pointy.
光の剣に関してはわかります。光の
Strange.
剣ではありませんが、確かにそういう武器を持っています。
Yes, maybe
でもだからといって
maybe I'll aim for around 40, 45 minutes. I'm gonna finish this. I'm not gonna stop and then start a video while or stop in the middle of this blab session and then start a new video while they're blabbing. So I'll finish this,
本当
and
に
then
知らないんですか
when it's like
ソーサリーグローブ
この村に起きている
I
ので
think
は
I
あ
just
り
will
ま
not
せん。
finish here. I was thinking, well, maybe I'll just
世
finish
界全体に異変が
at
起
the end
き
of
て
the
い
night,
るの
like when you wake up
本
in the
当
morning.
にご存じない。
Actually,
今
yeah,
から
what the hell?
3ヶ
I'll just go till it's time to wake up in the morning.
この村から北西に位置する別の大陸にエル王国という国
See,
が
I
ありま
like
す。
this too. Like this used to just be
そのエル
How
王
do
国の
I-
領地の一つ
that's why.
エルリア
There you
の
go.
町にある日突然隕石
So
が
auto
落
makes it
下
so
し
that
ま
they
した。
just keep talking. I like how they put that in with the map.
初めはただ
So you
の
can, like,
珍しい
you
隕石
get-
だと
you
騒
get
が
to
れていただ
see
けだったのですが、
the world, you get to see how it all goes.
やがて異変が起こりました。
And you'll go there
平
soon.
和だった
Well,
エル
eventually.
王国に突如多くの魔物の群れが出現し
Yeah,
暴れ
there's
始め
gonna
たの
be
です。
there's gonna be like well, they call them raid bosses
今までそのような
They're
こ
like
と
super
は
bosses
全く
on
あ
the
りま
map.
せんでした。
on the
そ
world
の
map,
隕石が
both
落ち
on
る
this
前
world
ま
map
では
and in energy need.
関連づけて
I
考
think-
える方がおかしいとお
I
思いに
think
なりますかな。
There's one of them that you can like cheese out pretty bad
我
with
々は
with Claude
墜落した
using
隕
air
石
slash
魔の
because
石
it's
ソ
really
ーサリー
slow.
グローブと
So
呼
you
ぶ
could
よう
just
に
like
なり
run
ま
away
した。
air slash, like
どう
just keep
考
doing
え
it
て
from
も
long range and running
あの
away.
石が全て
so
の
that
薬剤の元としか考え
It
られ
can't
ない
hit
の
you.
ですか
Now,
ら
if it ever does hit you, just die. And it takes a long time to kill it because it's got a shitload of hit points. So you're just kind of like
ソーサリーグロー
running
ブが
around
突
and
然降
around
って
and
きたよう
around.
にあなた
I'm
が
not going to
突
do
然
that
現
because
れた。
they're not worth a lot of XP.
あの石が
Ah,
全ての
And they've
薬
got
剤
so
の
many
元
hit
なら
points. It'd take me
それを
forever.
断ち切ることができるのはあなた
But
しかいない。
most of them most of them just drop like
でも
good weapons or like weapons or armor or whatever. I
今
think some of them do like
世界に異変が
like a
起きつ
book,
つあ
like a
ります
skill thing or whatever for some people.
今までになかったような群発地震
But there's a few characters
動
where
物たちの魔物か
their like best
い
weapon
ずれはこ
their
の村に
ultimate
も
weapon,
厄災が
so
降
to
りかか
speak,
るでしょう
is from one of those super
でも
bosses.
僕は
So you
僕に
gotta
はそんな力はないんです
fight them.
厄災を引き起こ
But
す
by
ような
late
隕石
game,
を相手にできる
like
わ
by
け
the
がな
time
い
you're in the cave of trials
それではあなたは
or the
どこ
maze
から
of
やってきて
tribulations,
どこへ行こうというのです
by the time you're
それ
you're
は
in there doing that stuff,
うまく
you can
説
take
明
out
で
those
きませ
super
ん
bosses.
説
You
明しても
definitely
分かっ
don't
てい
need
た
to
だけるか
wait
どうか
until you're done. If you can beat the
た
whole
だ言えるのは
thing and beat the final
僕
boss
は自分の意思でこ
of
こに来たのではなく
the
事
cave
故
of
によって
trials,
ここに
then
来た
those
とい
super
うこと
bosses
で
are
す
going to be a joke.
そしてな
They're
んとか
not
して
that hard to
本来
to
い
get
た
rid
場所
of.
に戻りたい
But there's,
それだけなんです
I think it's 10. When
漠然と
I
してい
first
て
played this
分
game
かり
not
に
long
くい
after
で
it
す
came
な
out. I actually played it like release date, actually.
そうとしか言いません
So it didn't take me long to beat it, but I think there was a patch recently that
そこまで強硬に否定しなさる以上
that
あな
let
た
you
のおっ
do
しゃるこ
something
と
to
は
make
き
them
っと
respawn.
真実なので
I
し
don't know
ょう
why you'd want to farm them.
あな
They're
たは
not worth
光
very
の
much
勇者様
XP.
ではないのですな
They're worth very, very little XP, all things considered. How much effort you got to put into fighting them?
すみません結果
That's
的に
something
期
that I
待を
found.
裏
It's
切る
like, man,
形
these
に
guys
な
are
っ
kind
て
of
し
shit
ま
for XP. Why do I want to farm this?
いやこちらが勝手に勘違いしただけですあな
And
た
then
が
they
気
put
に病
in
むことはありますまい
chaos difficulty.
ごめんなさいね
I'm not gonna do that.
レナ
I don't mind this one.
しばらくそっとして
In
お
the
いてやって
original
ください
versions of the game, like in the PlayStation version
あな
and
た
even
を
in the
本当
PSP
に
version,
勇者だと信じていたの
you
でしょう
start on Earth
何
difficulty, on like
そのうち落
the
ち着くと思い
easiest
ます
difficulty, and you need to beat the game in order to unlock
Dana.
Galaxy, and then I think you got to beat it on Galaxy to
Claude-san.
unlock Universe.
一つお願いがあるのです
But in this, you can just change
で
it.
きればこの
Like you
先
get them,
あま
you
り
get the
勘違
difficulties
いを
right
受ける
away.
ような行
I don't
動
know
は
if you get.
慎んで
I
い
should
た
have
だき
checked,
たい
but
その
you get
光の剣などのことです
you get like the 3. I don't know if you get chaos,
先ほどご説明いたした通り
that like crazy
操
difficulty
作
that
リ
they
ーグ
added.
ローブのせいで今人々の
Maybe you
心
need
は
to beat it
不
on
安に満
Universe
ちていま
first, or
す
maybe it's just there and you can just
そ
change.
ん
I
な
don't know.
時伝説と符合する
If I
人物
remember, I
が
might
現
check.
れたら
And I
少
think
なからず希望を
I
抱
think you
いた
can
としても
change
不思議
mid
はあり
battle,
ませ
like
ん
or not mid battle, like
レ
mid
ナの
game.
ように
Originally, once like what you set it to is what it was, and it wasn't going to change. But I think you can change it
どうせ叶
partway
わぬ
through the
望
game
みな
if
ら
you really want to.
初めから持たぬ方がいいどうかお願いします
わかりました気をつけるようにしま
The
す
battles are pretty fun.
と
They're
こ
still
ろ
like
でク
those
ロー
quick,
ドさんこれからど
quick
う
fast
なさるお
paced,
つもりです
high action battles. But you
そ
can
れは
like
正直
you
困って
can
います
gather up. So there's now the enemies are
いろいろと
on
調べて
instead of like just like
なんとか
walking in
手
the
がかり
random
だけで
battle.
もわかれば
Now
と
the
は
enemies
思ってい
are
るんですが
are on the map, and you can like
それならば
get them to
この
like
村に
close to
し
each
ばら
other,
く滞在
and
な
you'll
さっ
see
て
like a
は
little
いかが
chain
ですかな
between them.
ここ
And
で
then
も
if you fight
何
them,
か
you
わ
get
か
like a
るかも
chain
しれま
battle.
せん
So
何
it's like
泊ま
you,
ると
you
ころ
beat
な
the
ら
first group,
私の
and
家
then
に
the
泊ま
second
れば
group
いい
spawns, and then you beat them, you the third group spawns, and you'll get like an XP boost,
ご迷惑では
bonus XP, bonus
いやいや
skill points
構いませんこちらもい
for
ろいろと
however
ご
many
迷
like
惑をおかけし
like
ま
the
したか
bigger
ら
the
な
group is. So if you want like a
それでは
really
お言葉に甘
really
えさせて
big
いただ
group,
きます
you're gonna want to use like scout to look for enemies, and then you can like scoop up like 4 or 5 guys, 4 or 5 enemies, and do this like huge chain battle with all
よ
these
く眠れま
all
し
these
たか
enemies together, get a
Hi.
shitload of
お
XP.
かげさまで
They really made it so that you don't
村
need to
長
do
様は
like
下にいらっ
the
しゃいますよ
cheesy XP grind that that you could do in the other 2 games, because those chain battles make it easier to like build up a bunch of XP. So I don't think I'll be doing too much like grindy stuff. Oh, the quick heal down there, nice. I like how you can just straight to my items. I'm not gonna do quick heal because nothing can heal anyways. Right, so I don't have to like go through 2 menus to get to the items. I could just press that one button. But anyways, that's me for this episode. I will see you guys next time.